Hi, everyone. This is Marilyn Bradford, and I would like to welcome you to my Left Turn podcast. What is your left turn? Writing a blog, parenting in a different way, letting go of the old because you are aware of something greater. Left turns are choices we can all make. It's about a willingness to step into the unknown in any area of your life, to trust yourself, to risk creating or trying something new. It's about letting your true uniqueness shine. The greatest people who have lived, artists, statesmen, writers, explorers, musicians, have all been people willing to turn left. What capacities do you have that you have not acknowledged? What would your life and the world be like if you were willing to turn left? Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Left Turn. I'm Marilyn Bradford, and today I'm very happy to have this most amazing woman as my guest, Dr. Imene. Dr. Imene is an Access Consciousness facilitator, a Right Recovery for You facilitator, and she has been traveling and spreading consciousness throughout the world, and particularly in the Arabic-speaking countries. So welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Marilyn. I am so excited about this. I'm having this Zoom here, so I can't go and jump, but I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really honored.
Well, I know you've done a lot of different things and stepped out of the mold and have been a real forerunner in change, and particularly, I would guess, for women in certain ways. But what do you consider some of your greatest left turns?
I would say the biggest is me stepping out of my medical field, like going out of that, because I studied medicine. I did 7 years of medicine. I have a degree in general medicine. So me stepping out of that and going into facilitating consciousness in a different way, in using tools, in spreading the tools, that was my, I guess, so far my biggest.
That's a pretty big one. What made you, not made you, but what illuminated this change? What was going on for you?
I had a lot of things going on with myself. I was asking questions, and I didn't have a lot of access tools. Like I started looking at free videos and all of that on YouTube, and I started questioning, actually, what is it that is not making me happy? Like, what is it that I am choosing? What is it that I'm doing in my life that is not getting me that happiness, that joy that I know I am as a being, that I was as a kid, that I had when I started medicine? And I was like, what is going on? If I am at the end of these 7 years and I am not excited to start a career, to start whatever it is, to start a life, I'm not excited about any of the options of the choices that were given, because I had a few choices that everybody else was doing, like either do a specialty, go to a foreign country and work, have my own practice. Like, I was looking at all of these choices and I was like, this is still not my favorite ice cream flavor, this is not it.
Yeah.
So that, and it was a little bit also a state of depression that I got into with that. And after finishing my 7 years, and I had the idea that with traveling, I will be happier. And I went, I traveled, and I still wasn't happy. Still was the same unhappy person with the choices that were there. So after that, I was like, something is not done correctly here, Iman? Like there must be something else from inside. That's what I was looking at it. I was like, what is it that is going on inside me that even anything outside, even when I changed the country, the culture, whatever situation I was in, I was still not feeling happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I was like, now I am willing to lose anything, lose my 7-year degree, lose myself, be seen as whatever, be seen as crazy, because I mean, you study medicine, you're supposed to behave in a certain way and have a certain career. Come on, you're a doctor. So I was like, I actually don't care as long as I find my happy place again.
Thank you. I love just the courage that must have taken you. And also going, this is what we do. We try the outside things first. Oh, this career, oh, this travel, oh, this. But when you said, what's going on inside, that's really what precipitates for many people the willingness to make the left turn. If they're willing to not choose the norm and not care what other people think, then there's real possibilities. That's very exciting.
And magic and happy. Yeah.
So I know that you work a lot with the Arabic countries, and obviously Arabic speaking countries. I mean, not all the people who speak Spanish are the same, but are there cultural things that you've come up against that you believe your left turn is helping to change, or helping to at least show different possibilities for people?
Definitely. I have had so many times people reach out to me, people who were schoolmates, like in the medical, in university. And so many reached out to me during the past few years that I had, like, that I opened up. I have a social media, so I'm actually open with what I'm doing. And everyone from university still is like following me or whatever, or we're still friends in the social media world. Mm-hmm. So I have had so many people reach out to me and say, wow, this is so courageous from you that you were able to do this and get out of this. And they had still issues, or they are still, some of them are still struggling with finding their path, finding they're happy within the career, within their life, even if some of them are married with kids and all of that, but they're still feeling like it's not the thing for them. So I think that this is one of the ways where I can see that just me being this and choosing this and whatever I'm choosing can bring up some resistance for some people.
Yes.
But also can inspire a lot of people, because it is not usual for someone to study something and then change, and then even more study medicine. It is considered, like, whether in my family or in my country, like, this is the most noble thing you would do in your life. So why would you give that up? Like, are you crazy?
Probably yes, in a good way. Yeah.
Exactly. And for me, the thing is why I started medicine in the first place, because I had so much passion for information and also helping people, contributing to bodies in a different way. So when I saw that I am not really able within my specialty to contribute as much as I know I can, that's when I started to lose my happy. Because everything I was aware of, everything possible that I was aware of with bodies, it was in the field or whatever it was, in practical way, it wasn't being done. So I could not, I had to follow a certain structure and not be able to contribute the way that I know I can. So I I was like, what if I can contribute to people still, but also in a different way? Doesn't have to be in the way that it is seen in the medical world.
So would you please talk about the new ways that you've discovered to contribute to bodies and all of that?
Absolutely. One of the things that I really love is just to put a question in people's world.
Yes.
When somebody is having body issues, when somebody is having an illness, even with my family, some of my family members don't really know access or follow my classes. I mean, at least my mother. And I love how within the years, she's like, oh, does this belong to, and sometimes she doesn't even say it the way we say it, the tool, but she means it. Who does this belong to in her own way, where she is able to change the energy with her body just by using that one tool. And sometimes she would be sitting and she's like, I'm tired, but wait, this is not mine. And for people who don't know what who does this belong to tool is, it is one of the access consciousness tools where we say 99% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't belong to you, because you are this SpongeBob, as I would call it, that you're aware of everyone around you, everyone, people you don't know even. And sometimes you would feel tired, or you wake up a Monday morning and you don't want to work. And then you figure out that you don't actually have work. You just, no, you don't want to deal with your kids. And then you figure out that you don't even have kids. So you're having these thoughts and feelings that don't even belong to you, but you actually start to embody them and create that with your body. And when you use just this simple tool, asking, who does this belong to? It changes the energy, which allows your body to feel different.
Yes. It's kind of being an example and covert consciousness and using your tools without explaining. You don't have to explain. What did she just say? What was that question? It makes such a huge difference in people's lives, both in family and in our businesses and practices.
True.
Yeah. So how does this work when you're facilitating? Tell me what you like to facilitate, what that means to you. Because I know you do all kinds of classes and you always, excuse me, Marilyn, could we do this?
I've been pulling on Marilyn for too much, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Have fun with it. And one of my favorite specialties is right recovery for you. And this is one of the topics that when I facilitate, I have this joy in my body and in my being. And I'm like, yes, more of this. When is my next class? In the middle of the class itself.
Oh.
So that's actually one of the most classes that I really, really love to facilitate. Whether it's like an intro class or one-day class, for me, giving people and one of the things that I really love about right recovery and consciousness in general is that we are maybe permitted to acknowledge things as they are.
Yes.
Instead
Say more
of
about
being
that, please. That's huge. And a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah. So, and I learned this in the classes that I took with you, Marilyn, and I really loved that. That really resonated with me, where you would see somebody's behavior. You're in a relationship with someone and somebody's behavior, and you keep judging yourself. Why are they treating me like this? And you try to clear that stuff. You try to change things within you. But sometimes all it takes is to acknowledge if that behavior is actually just a mean behavior.
Yeah, exactly. It's not personal. It's just what is rather than what we think should be or what we pretend is. It's like, oh, that was a mean comment. That was a mean behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, and it gave me so much joy to use that because it's not judging people at all. It's
No.
only acknowledging the behavior where you're like, oh, it was just mean. And you don't have, as you said, you don't have to take it, I don't have to take it personally. And I have choice to keep up this relationship
Yes.
or not.
Or not. Exactly. We always have choice in what we choose to do with a particular situation. And I think that's
Absolutely.
one of the things that you're brilliant at, knowing that you have choice and can change anything or can ask questions or are not stuck in this is the truth. This is how I should respond. This is how they should respond. And that's a real inspiration for people. So that's very cool.
It is. It is. And I wonder really what our relationships would be like with ourselves, with our bodies, with everyone in business, if we started not pushing ourselves to go into the positive or negative of
Yes.
things, but just acknowledge, okay, what is going on actually here?
Yes.
And acknowledge that. And then, I still have choice. I still have choice to work with this person or not work with them.
Yeah.
I still have choice to still be married to this person or not be married to them.
Yes.
And you get so much freedom from that.
You know
I
what?
gotta
That
say.
in and of itself, of not going to the negative and not going to the positive, that's a huge left turn. Because most people see everything in black and white. Either they're good or they're bad. They don't actually look or be aware of what is. So it's sometimes left turns are huge, like you choosing, well, medicine isn't making me happy after 7 years. I think I'll change. And sometimes they're almost not noticeable, like that sentence that you had, not making things good or bad, just being with what is. So it's such an energy of that willingness to be different, to be the different that you be. That's great.
That's true. I love that.
Well, a lot of people, and probably myself included, have this idea that it's not always easy for women in Arabic speaking countries. They have more rules or regulations, or whether it's cultural or actually from the government. So how have you worked with that, or what can you tell us all about that?
That is a beautiful question. And actually, what I started doing is get over my own resistance on that.
Oh, great. Yes, yes. Wow.
Because you grow up with so many rules, with so many regulations, and I was known to be a rebel.
I imagine so.
But also a rebel from a resistance, not from creation and choice. So I used to resist to so many points of views. Anything I'm like, no, I won't do it that way. And that only got me tired. So what I started doing with access tools was to get over that point of view that I won't do it that way or I will do it my way. And that gave me, again, so much freedom.
Wow. And how is that translated into facilitating your classes?
Actually, facilitation was very, how to say it, very natural. I started facilitating people kind of personally after my very first classes that I took. And then I was looking at so many people who were getting certified for facilitation, and I was like, a minute, I'm already doing this naturally. And um, what would it create actually to be that? So when you actually have the background, and maybe this is what you're asking, when you have the background and you get over your points of views, like you work on an area
Yes.
yourself, you get to relate to people in a certain way, but not buy into whatever drama or trauma they are in, because you know,
Mhm.
oh, I know that. that energy, but I also got out of it. And that is a beauty itself, because people feel kind of they can relate, and they
Yes.
can sense that you understand them.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that are beautiful about having human connections, and just being with each other in a sense where we have questions for each other, we have empowerment, instead of us going together into the drama and hand to hand and competing to have more drama.
Yes, I think people do that. Let me see who has the most drama here. Yeah.
I was queen of that. I honestly thought that friendship conversations were about who has more drama. So whenever my friend would say they had drama, I look for, what more did I have? More than her.
Life is so much easier without it. It really is.
So much more fun also.
And so much more fun also. Well, this has been amazing. If you had one or two things to tell the audience, what would they be?
I would say, what question can you ask yourself today that would get you to create your life the way you want it? Not the way anyone else said you should or shouldn't, but what would you like?
That's absolutely a great question. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's just always a pleasure to talk with you and to just witness what you're creating. So I really appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, Marilyn. And I really appreciate it. And I'm honored to be here and for this invitation. And what else? What else can we be and do in the world that will bring us more joy?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A great way to end. What else can we be and do in the world to bring us more joy? Thank you so much for joining this episode of Left Turn. I wonder what embracing left turns could create in your life. What magical possibilities might show up. Remember, when you choose left turns, you are joining a group of the most creative and brilliant people the world has ever known.